Hi, I'm Troy, and I don't scroll Reddit that much. People say all kinds of shit on here, and people have problems and post them in subreddits. So let's be in other people's business today. Like and subscribe. Okay, we're gonna go through Am I the Asshole? This first one that I have saved is Am I the Asshole for yelling at an obese woman in a movie theater? Hi everyone. Tonight I went to the movies to see The Backrooms with my partner. We arrived just as the movie started, settled in, and began watching. About 30 to 45 minutes into the movie, a couple came and sat right next to us. Usually I wouldn't care if someone comes in late to a movie, as I know I have before. However, this couple came in making a ridiculous amount of noise. Also, hang on. Coming in about 30 to 45 minutes into a movie when a movie on average is about an hour and a half to 2.5 hours, you're missing the entire first act and the whole setup, especially for Backrooms. I haven't even seen that, but I'm guessing you're showing up right when they're starting to learn about the Backrooms. You don't know these characters yet. You don't oh my God, I can never. I need to see the trailers too. I like showing up to a movie early. I'd rather be the only one in the theater for a good 10 minutes watching the fucking ad with Maria Menounos or whatever the hell. Showing up 30 to 45 minutes late, at that point, just pick a later time. Don't even show up. However, this couple came in making a ridiculous amount of noise. I'm talking multiple wrappers of food getting tossed around and crinkled every few seconds. Non-stop chatter between the two of them for, I'm not even kidding, 15 minutes. The woman kept burping loudly in between them talking to each other. They were half whispering, but in a silent theater, it was incredibly noticeable and enraging. I mean, yeah, and it's a fucking horror movie that's intense, and they're just yapping like they're in their fucking living room. It's crazy. The woman also kept obnoxiously pointing at the screen and going, ooh, look at that, to her boyfriend, of completely non-eventful shots of the film, and then would loudly kiss him. Ew, what the fuck? After putting up with this for roughly 20 minutes, I finally snapped. I turned to them and loudly said, are you two going to keep talking, or can you shut the fuck up? It's extremely distracting. Fuck yes. Hey, it's their money. They can waste their ticket if they want. Yeah, but next to me, literally go to the other side of the theater. Doing that shit next to me is crazy. They just stared at me and they didn't talk for the rest of the movie. So I guess mission accomplished. I know I probably shouldn't have cursed, but at a certain point, it's just ridiculous how some people don't give a single fuck about the people around them. Same kind of people you cut off in traffic while drooling on their phones. Anyways, that's it. Let me know if I was the asshole. Oh my God. That's so funny. Wait, edit. I realize now how offensive it was to mention the couple's weight in the title. As it was not relevant to my complaint with them. That is very true. I forgot that's the whole thing that he talked. Damn, you're the asshole for typing that title, but snapping at them in the movie theater is fine. But if you're gonna walk into a movie theater late, be noisy, and fucking kiss, and then would loudly kiss him is gotta be the craziest fucking shit ever. That's wild. I don't get that. Why stop? Y'all are grown. You're not the asshole for saying, are you two gonna keep talking or can you shut the fuck up? It's extremely distracting. That's funny as hell. If I saw that, I would have burst out laughing. I fuck you for writing that title though. But you're not the asshole. Okay, next one. Am I the asshole for getting angry at my girlfriend while she's having a panic attack? Right off the bat, yes. Yeah. Here we go. Okay, so the title really puts me in a bad light, but the context to this is a little crazy. So why would you title it that? He's like, I'm aware that I shouldn't have worded it that way. Then why did you word it that way? All right, bud. Anyway, earlier today, a friend of mine, oh my God. Hey, so this is about to be triggering in a way. Earlier today, a friend of mine was hit by a train. I found out about this 3 hours ago. He is on life support, has lost his leg below the knee, and the doctors don't know how much of the rest of his leg he will lose, if he will make a mental recovery, or even survive without the ventilator he is on. Jesus fucking Christ. I texted my girlfriend about this due to the fact that I felt like she was a safe person to talk to who would comfort me about it. Valid. Conversation ends and I try to distract myself for a bit. The last week has been rough with work, my grandmother dying last Monday, and now this. God damn, dude. That's fuck. Jesus. About 20 minutes later, she goes on a rant about how she's having a panic attack due to the fact that she just realized that my friend who had the accident's cousin is supposed to be taking her to Lancaster in a week, and she is scared she won't be able to make it. I got a little bit mad and asked if she could give less of a shit about the situation as a whole. Then explained I didn't want to talk to her tonight after that. I do feel a little bad for getting angry, but I think it was justified. She messaged me a little after saying she doesn't think I can handle her anxiety and I don't really know what to think. Huh? Sounds like she's nervous that she won't get to go on her trip because the person who's supposed to give her a ride might have a funeral to attend in the future and won't be able to make it. So her plans are all out of whack. Not the asshole. TBH, that doesn't sound like a genuine panic attack. She might be feeling some amount of anxiety, but it really just sounds like she's selfish. Damn. Red. It just sounds like she had plans going on and it also got interrupted by this terrible fucking accident, but she's still making it about her rather than the fact that a lot of other people's lives are going to be negatively affected by this accident. You can be upset about maybe like not going on your trip. Was the cure for cancer in Lancaster or something? Right? Right? Like what the fuck was there? What did you need so bad? Oh no, you can't go on your trip. Call an Uber. Do you not have friends that can give you a ride? I think there are solutions at hand than saying there's a panic attack. Not the asshole. You don't need to be angry, but also like she's just, that's ridiculous. Next one. Am I the asshole? I said that so country. Am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for not allowing my... Okay. Am I the asshole for not allowing my niece to serve herself during a family dinner? My first thought when I saw this, it depends on her age. If it's like group dinner and she's like 4 years old and can't really scoop shit very well and it'll fling at the wall, hey, maybe you should scoop for her. But if she's like 14, 17, worse, if she's an adult and you're not letting her dish her own food, that's fucking crazy. You need to sit the fuck down. I will dish my food and fling it at you at that point. Stop. I tried posting this a while back and then was going to let it go as the frustration died down a bit, but we had a family dinner Saturday and the issue came back up again. Background: brother-in-law has a 15-year-old daughter, B, from outside their marriage. Never once denied her. She's his firstborn. B's been in our lives since she was a baby. Oh, they're using B for her name. Okay. Love them all, so no bias when I say B's spoiled. The biggest problem is B has a huge issue wasting food. She will load up her plate, eat less than 30%, then throw the rest in the trash every time. I brought this up with my sister and brother-in-law multiple times. Nothing done. I have no issue with her eating as much as she can, but she overloads her plate, then throws what's left in the trash can. When I brought this up during family dinners, her parents excuse it to her not liking leftovers and that at least she cleans her plate, throwing what's left in the trash and rinsing her plate to put it in the sink. I asked why don't they pack it up as leftovers for themselves and was told, we'll do that from now on. They didn't. The dinner before last, I organized everything like I usually do, and when we sat down for dinner, I handed my niece a plate. She said, oh, and took the plate. I told her she can always get seconds once she's finished. The day after, I got a text from my sister saying I humiliated my niece because she was the only teenager who was not allowed to make her own plate and that I treated her like she was greedy. I don't mind her taking as much as she can eat. In fact, at one point, the family was worried that she had an eating disorder and was loading her plate to mask how much she was actually eating. But it wasn't that. She eats, but she's also not overeating. I'm gonna be honest, this dude is way too concerned about a child wasting food. Who fucking cares? So what? She just overloads her plate and wastes what's left. She even did the same thing with cake, which I didn't serve her. Took 2 slices to start, ate 1 slice, scraped the frosting off the other slice, and threw the remaining cake in the trash. Not wasting food is something that was greatly instilled in all of us as kids, so my reaction is just instinctual. It's not instinct. Instinct is something you can't help. That's premeditated, not instinctual. This last dinner, I said nothing, but my brother-in-law kept making passive-aggressive comments anytime any of the other kids went into the kitchen to get something. Even drinks like, did you ask your uncle first? Make sure your uncle is okay with that. Make sure you didn't take more than what than you're allowed, and bullshit like that. I didn't want to talk to him and start something, so I asked my sis and she said, well, this is what you wanted, right? It has never been about permission. Now I feel like they're making me the bad guy to my nieces and nephews. So honest question from an outside perspective, was I the asshole in this situation? Yeah, I get where he's coming from, not wanting food to be wasted. I do too. I grew up in a household where my dad was like, you clear your plate. And and if you didn't, like, I don't know, they would kind of not like make you, like it's fucking Matilda. It just, you cleaned your plate. You don't serve more than what you can eat. And if you accidentally served yourself too much, you eat as much as you can. You either save it for later or whatever. But to do that every time you eat is crazy. And also, at 15 years old, you should be knowing your stomach limit at that age. You're not gonna like still just not eat too much or too little and whatever. But she's also 15. The girl can do whatever the fuck she wants. And clearly her parents don't have a problem with it. So long as she's eating, why do you care? Like, I get that. And if you want to raise your kids to not waste food, that's fine. But your sister and your brother-in-law are entitled to raise their child however they want, regardless if you disagree with it. But also, I'm guessing her uncle is a grown man. And so the family treating him passive aggressively by making those comments is kind of funny, because I can understand why they would read it as like him doing that. But like, he took it upon himself to make her a plate of food. He asked them to change things, like take home as leftovers, all this other shit. And then the family didn't change it. So he took it upon himself to do something that he thought was right. And then he got the consequences for it because he started basically controlling someone else's kid and how they can act. It's not that extreme, or maybe to him, but that's why everyone's acting that way. Just fucking let it go. Like, here's the thing about the cake and stuff. That means he had to watch her. It means he probably sat there and actually watched her do these things. He was letting it get to him before she even got to eat, so there was no way she could win. Either way, it's a critique of her behavior and she's not changing it, so therefore I will force it to change. I hate family members that do that, actually. He is the asshole. He shouldn't have taken it upon himself to force the change he wanted to see in the world. His kid, fucking leave her alone. Exactly. Next one. Am I the asshole for mentioning I'm also a professional when a doctor took over 45 minutes to finally appear at an appointment? That's funny as fuck. I want to start by saying that I understand doctors are busy. I do not make an issue of reasonable delays, especially because doctors are very apologetic when they do come to see me. In fact, I have not experienced a doctor delay that was more than 15 minutes in I don't know how long. Oh, the longest I've been delayed about a good 45 minutes before, but that's because there was one doctor who had like a whole bunch of patients, because the second doctor that was supposed to be there had a family emergency, so he was scrambling. Instantly, I'm gonna say not the asshole off the title alone. That's how I feel, but it depends on the very unique circumstances. But I have a feeling, especially if you're a doctor and you're going to be like, I'm a professional and you're not as professional as me. Okay, buddy, get your pants out of your butt crack. Just go away. All right, calm down, buckaroo. Today, I took my kid to a midday pediatric dermatology appointment. Since my kid's issue is minor, I scheduled a client meeting for later in the afternoon, figuring we had more than enough time to get the issue checked out for me to get to the meeting. My kid and I got to the doctor's office early, and we were called back right around the time it was scheduled. The nurse checked us in. We waited 10 minutes for the resident to come and look at my kid, and then we were told that the main doctor would be right in to finalize everything. Oof, after working in the healthcare industry, this one is going to be a ride. Knowing the shortage of doctors and nurses, I'm on the fence right now. That's how I feel as a little person who's had plenty of doctor visits in relation to surgery and just body shit, x-rays, all that stuff. Like, I get it. It could also be they're both right, but they're both stubborn doctors. So they're just going to be right with their noses up in the air. Who knows? Anyway, we'll see what happens. We were 25 minutes into our appointment and the doctor still hadn't shown up. At this point, a nurse came in to say that the doctor was just finishing up with another patient and would come right in. Fine, but 15 minutes later and still no show. So I approached the nurse to ask when we can realistically expect the doctor to see us. She said, the doctor is with another patient. He'll be with you in 10 to 15 minutes. I was admittedly exasperated since it had been 40 minutes past our appointment time and I needed to leave soon. I respond, not angrily, not yelling, nothing like that. We've been waiting a really long time. I am also a professional and I have a meeting that I have to attend. So I do need to wrap this appointment up. Okay, that's fair. If you have a meeting, you gotta get, okay. 5 minutes later, the doctor finally came in, 45 minutes after our appointment time, didn't apologize for the delay, didn't even look at me when I said something, and began speaking directly to my preteen kid without asking me anything about the condition. Overall, it was an annoying experience. Anyway, after the appointment, my kid said it was embarrassing when I mentioned that I'm a professional. But my reasoning is that I am a professional. My time is as valuable as the doctor's, even though it was not being treated as such. And the delay was not only frustrating in and of itself, but it was also affecting my ability to go and do my own job. See, if the doctor came in and was very apologetic and then like explained why it took so long, yeah, honestly, I'm kind of on this guy's side. I don't like the way that sure, yes, in hindsight, he was probably very frustrated, so he just said something trying to be nice, but also could have picked a different way to phrase it, is all. But But it's hard to do that when you've been waiting and you're trying to be patient for a good 45 minutes and then the final straw, and it's just like you feel disrespected anyway by the time the doctor does come in. Because yeah, that's crazy. And then to complain, and then within 5 minutes the doctor comes to talk to you, that makes me think he was like having a lunch break after a very long appointment and they just didn't want to tell you that. Like, I don't care, just tell me the doctor is gonna have a 30-minute lunch break right now. I'm sorry you have to wait. Okay, I don't know. I don't care. I'm a very patient person so long as you're chill and honest. Don't schedule so close to your child's medical appointment. Yeah, that is also true. And I understand if that's the only time that worked in the day, I think you can reschedule the meeting. Because doctors, those are hard. Don't schedule a meeting so close to your child's medical appointment. Yeah, you're so right. That's a point I didn't even think. Even if the meeting was on the calendar before you had to go to the doctor, reschedule the meeting. Or just don't show up and ask somebody to give you the notes on it. Or like there are other things in life that you could rearrange, because a doctor's office is gonna always do its own thing. When you show up and you go in that waiting room, you're agreeing to just whatever happens is gonna happen. If your kid is needing to be at the doctor and you're more upset that you're a professional and have a meeting and not upset that it's taking longer than expected to get your child the care they need, you're the asshole, especially if you need to. Yes, Nacho. That is so fucking true. Especially if you need to go to Reddit to justify yourself. Asshole. That is such... Oh my God, I didn't even put that together. Yeah, if you had to go to Reddit, oh my God, yeah, fuck this guy. Asshole. Next one. Am I the asshole for telling my brother his new girlfriend is way too young for him? Probably. Oh shit, just seeing these numbers, I'm already on this dude's side. I didn't even read anything. I just like skimmed the first line and I saw numbers. Yes, the answer is correct. Yes. Okay. Spoilers. My brother is 32 male and he's been dating this girl for about 3 months. She's 19 female. I'm 28 female. I know 32 and 19 is a big age gap, but it's more than that. She seems like a really sweet kid, and I don't think she's a bad person or anything, but she has literally zero life experience. She's still figuring out what she wants to do with her life. She's never lived alone. She's never had a serious job. My brother, on the other hand, is really settled. He has a great career, owns his own home, and is talking about marriage and kids like it's already a given. I brought it up to him because I was worried about him and also worried about her. I told him I thought she was way too young and inexperienced to be thinking about marriage and kids with him, and that he was going to end up hurting her or vice versa. He got really defensive and told me it was none of my business and that I was being judgmental. He said if he's happy, then that's all that matters. Now he's barely talking to me. I honestly thought I was looking out for the both of them, but maybe I overstepped. Am I the asshole? No, that's a totally valid concern, and he's your brother. You should be able to mention things like that to your brother. Yeah, the age gap, I don't like, and her concerns are very valid. The way that he's handling it is not okay, which would make me concerned because if his... Also, yeah, she can't even fucking drink. She legally can't buy a vape. She can't even rent... No, the answer is no. No, the answer... You're... Okay, you're not the asshole. Let me just say that right now. She's not the asshole whatsoever. But like, you said what you said, and if he wants to barely talk to you for spitting truth, then that's on him. Ay. Dude is like, no, I'm happy, so why can't I? Because she's fucking 19 and doesn't know shit about the world. Like, let her go experience things first, and if she still wants to be with you, then okay. Love and magic and Disney. So, yeah. Actually, I think I'm gonna wrap it up there as Aurora grooms herself. Yeah, thank y'all so much for pulling up to Reddit Reacts. I'll see y'all next Wednesday. Thank y'all for being here. We're signing off. Love y'all. Bye.